Hi everyone, welcome to A Plus Calculus, and we are doing the series of digital SAT flashcards. In this video, we will be looking at the flashcards of lines. Now here is a cheat sheet that I have created. Lines are actually represented by linear functions in two variables, x and y. So first of all, we will see three forms of a line. So we have slope-intercept form, standard form, and intercept form. The slope-intercept form is the most popular form, which is given by y is equal to mx plus b, where m is the slope, b is the y-intercept. The formula to find out the slope, you all know it is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And its meaning in the real world context is given by change in the y values for every 1 unit change in the x values. This is getting tested a lot now on SATs, the interpretation of slope in real world context. Then B is your y-intercept. It is also called initial value. That means when you put x is equal to 0 in this equation, then you will get y is equal to b. And since we are taking x is equal to 0, so the y value is called the initial value. The second form is the standard form, which is given by ax plus by is equal to c. From this form, you can directly find out the slope, which is given by minus a over b. So you have to take the coefficient of x term divided by coefficient of y term, which is b, and multiply it by minus 1. Then the third form that will be useful for SAT is intercept form. In this form, both x-intercepts and y-intercepts are given. This type of form will be useful when this kind of graph is given. You could encounter a question in which this type of graph is given and you have to find out something. So you can first write down the equation of this red line. This is given by x over a plus y over b is equal to 1, where a is the x-intercept, this length, b is the y-intercept, this length, and that's it. After that, you have system of linear equations in two variables. You can expect minimum one question from this topic. If you have two straight lines, a1x plus b1y is equal to c1 and a2x plus b2y is equal to c2, and if you plot the graph of these two equations, then there are three possibilities. First possibility is that the two lines will intersect at one point. In that case, you will have one point of intersection and that will be the solution. So you get intersecting lines, there will be one unique solution, and you should also know an algebraic condition between the coefficients. So if the lines are intersecting, then the ratio of a1 to a2 will never be equal to the ratio of b1 to b2, and that will not be equal to the ratio of c1 to c2. Second case is that these two lines can be parallel. They are parallel with different y-intercept. This should be y-intercept. Different y-intercept. If the lines are parallel, then obviously they will never intersect. And if they will never intersect, then the system of equations will have no solution. And the algebraic condition between the coefficients is that the ratio of a1 to a2 will be equal to the ratio of b1 to b2, but that will be not equal to the ratio of c1 to c2. The third condition is that the two lines could be coincident or they could be exactly same. So here, if you can see, the red line and the black line are coincident. That means they are kind of on top of each other. And in this case, you have infinite points of intersection. Infinite points of intersection. So we say that you have infinite solutions. And in this case, the algebraic condition between the coefficients is that ratio of a1 to a2 will be same as the ratio of b1 to b2, then that will be same as the ratio of c1 to c2. Next, you should also know that when does a line have a positive slope, a negative slope, zero slope, not defined? These are the four types of slopes that you should know. See, if a line is a rising line, that means when you're moving from left to right and the line is going up, so that is called a rising line, and in that case the slope of the line is positive. Now if a line is a falling line, that means if you're moving from left to right and left to right and the line is coming down, in that case the slope will be negative. A horizontal line will have a slope 0. A vertical line will have a slope which is not defined, or infinity. You should also know what is y-intercept. Y-intercept is that point. It is that point on the y-axis at which the line crosses the y-axis. So here this red line is crossing the y-axis at this point. So this point is 0, y, and this y value is the y-intercept. Then you should know the relationship between the slopes of parallel and perpendicular lines. So if two lines are parallel, then their slopes are equal. So slope of the black line is m1, slope of the red line is m2, and since they are parallel, so m1 will be equal to m2. If two lines are perpendicular, then if the relationship between their slopes is m1 times m2 is equal to -1, or you can also say that m1 will be equal to negative 1 over m2, that means negative reciprocal of the other slope, or m2 will be equal to negative 1 over m1. So that's it. That's everything that you need to know for linear functions or straight lines. You can expect one question from system of linear equations, and you should expect one question from interpretation of slope and y-intercept in the real world context.